So I wasn't planning on making this video. I wasn't planning on making any videos today. But something happened last night and now I have to say about it. And I really wish I didn't have to say about it. And it's not that I have to, I feel like I need to. So if you're not American, or if you are American and are currently living under a rock, you might be unaware that there is actually a giant walking phallus running for president in our nation. And by that, of course, I mean Donald Trump. Because who couldn't? The man doesn't have a filter. He is racist. He is sexist. He has completely unsound fiscal ideas. And we're having, basically, there is a reality television star running for president in my country. Do with that as you will. But last night, people are making commentary, obviously, on this reality television star running for president, because who wouldn't? It's hysterical. So, in discussing Mr. Trump, someone thought that it would be, and I'm not going to name names because they have been, I don't want to say a good sport because that sounds like it's, oh, they're such a good sport about being cruel to an entire group of people with a neurological condition, but they've been very understanding and have since apologized for the statement. This isn't an attack on the person who made this statement. This is basically me wondering why people think that these statements are okay to make in the first place. On national television on CNN last night, someone thought that it was okay to say and then later tweet, Trump sounds far from disciplined and presidential, but at least he can keep his Tourette syndrome controlled when reading off the teletrumper. Now, I've said this before, and I said it on my various social media accounts, but I felt the need to say it here again, because one of the best ways that I can communicate is via video and by speaking. Tourette syndrome, Tourette syndrome, cats, is not and I'm a cat. I'm not going to be editing out ticks for this video like I normally do, by the way, just so you know. Can I have a pony? Tourette syndrome is not synonymous with racist, sexist, or doesn't possess a filter. Tourette syndrome is a neurological condition that affects me and affects many people that I know and care about. It is characterized by spasmic movements that are out of your control or sort of vocal ejaculations that, again, are out of their control. So what I assume this person was referencing was coprolalia, which is compulsive swearing, which, fun fact, only 10% of people with Tourette's actually have. What gets to me is the fact that, and someone I know actually put it best in saying that Tourette syndrome is one of the last disabilities that it's seen as okay to be actively making fun of someone for having it, or to be actively turning it into a joke in the media. Cats! No cats. Which I can kind of understand, because most people, unless you know someone who has Tourette's, most people don't ever get any exposure to the condition unless it's through an episode of South Park where Cartman claims that he has Tourette's in order to be able to swear in class, or an episode of Family Guy where everyone's like, wow, Peter, do you have Tourette's or something? The only real way to combat this is through awareness, you know? And I'm a cat. It gets to the point, though, where one of the number one things that they always teach you when you have some sort of condition like this is self-advocacy. I am the only person who I can expect, myself and other people with the condition, we're the only ones that can expect to stand up for us. But there comes a point where self-advocacy can only do so much. I can get up and say, hey guys, maybe don't be rude to people who have neurological conditions and do things that they cannot help. I can say that until the cows come home. Cats! No cats. But unless other people are going to take a stand and stop just being buttheads, then it's not going to do anything. There's an entire, recognized trope called Hollywood Tourette's, where basically you just get someone in there and they say dick nugget and stuff. And they're so hysterical. Isn't their swearing funny? But the thing is, this constant depiction of Tourette's as just stupid people swearing a lot or people saying stupid things, it hurts people who actually have the condition. I'm going to link a video in the description of a young girl who has Tourette's, and she made a video on the same topic last night. And she is crying in the video, and I started crying watching the video because something that affects her so deeply and brings her physical and emotional pain is being taken as a joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cats! No cats! No cats! Can I have a pony? Yeah. Tourette's is physically exhausting. It is emotionally exhausting. Having to deal with day in and day out people being like, hey, what's wrong with her? What's up? What is she doing? What the hell is wrong with her? People who are supposedly very intelligent as well. Like, I'm in a college level biology course, and this is the place where the future doctors and researchers, there could be a future Nobel Prize winner sitting in my biology lecture. But that level of intelligence doesn't stop people from giving me a dirty look and asking their friends, hey, what's wrong with her? That girl's so weird. Is she crazy? And I'm just glad that people can get a good laugh at my condition when, cats, no cats, when there are days when I am literally seizing on the floor for over an hour because my brain has just decided to sabotage my body that day. And I'm a cat. But Donald Trump, he's funny. Tourette's is funny. Obviously, those two go together. It gets to me that it's my condition, something that I deal with on a daily basis, and I'm a cat, is being used to excuse the racist, sexist, cruel, and rude behavior of someone who knows exactly what he's doing and means exactly what he says. I know people who are often so afraid of ticking that they don't speak at all. And I know people who are taken out of commission for sometimes days at a time because their body just doesn't know when to stop moving. I'm a cat. Tourette's isn't funny. Are there any gays at this Starbucks? Tourette's isn't funny in the same way that autism isn't funny, in the same way that Down syndrome isn't funny, in the same way that ADHD isn't funny, in the same way that dyslexia isn't funny, in the same way that diabetes isn't funny. Because I thought we'd reached a point. I've experienced people being kind to me in my day-to-day life. I've experienced tolerance. I've experienced intolerance as well. But the people who are kind to me and the people who accept me usually far outnumber those that don't. And then something just shows up, smacks me in the face, and reminds me that we still have a really long way to go. And that gets to me. I didn't want to have to make this video. One more story. My school had a very big round table kind of discussion about tolerance in race and in gender. And everyone was going up and patting each other on the back about how great it was that they're not racist, how great it is that they're not sexist, how great it is that they're so tolerant. And during that same meeting, I was having a bad tick night, and I was ticking, and I wasn't saying anything. I was keeping all my verbal tics in, but I was ticking physically very badly. And two older women came to me and said, "You're being very disrespectful. Why are you doing that? We might need to ask you to leave." And it just gets me that in, you know, a lecture on tolerance, a lecture on accepting others for who they are, we can't even accept each other. Sending love to everybody, especially all my people with Tourette's who were affected by what was said and continue to be affected by the media's negative portrayal of our condition. You are beautiful and you're loved just the way you are.